In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to draft a half-scale basic bodice which covers from the shoulder to the half length. Welcome everyone. These are the required materials to draft your half-scale bodice. You need your pencil, your eraser, curved ruler, the normal straight ruler, and your tape measure. And these are the required measurements. First of all, we need our shoulder measurements. My shoulder measurement is 15. We need our bust measurements. My bust measurement is 34. Waist measurement, my waist measurement is 28. We need a half length in front, which is also the front waist length, and mine is 16. My back waist length is 15. Then we need the armhole measurement, which is calculated by dividing the bust measurements by 4, or bust measurements divided by 6 plus 1.5. You can use either one, whichever one works for you. But here I'll be using my bust measurement divided by 4. So my armhole measurement is 34 inches divided by 4, which is 8.5. Also, we need our nipple to nipple measurements. That's the measurement from one nipple point to another, and mine is 7 inches. And please, let's take note, every measurement that is taken on a single plane is divided by 2. And any measurement that is taken around the body is divided by 4. So for our shoulder measurement is taken on a single plane, is going to be divided by 2. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. My bust measurement is taken round, so we divide it by 4, and that is going to be 8.5. Waist measurement is taken round, is divided by 4, 7 inches. So we don't need to divide front waist length, back waist length at all. So to start, give your pattern a 1 inch margin at the top, which is going to serve as the starting point of our pattern. So let me quickly do that. And we are going to be drafting the front and the back pattern together. Next, we input our armhole measurements. What's divided by 4? Mine is 34 divided by 4, which is 8.5. So this is my armhole line, which is 8.5. It can also be called the bust line, but that's where you're going to place your bust measurements. Next is the shoulder to nipple measurements. My shoulder to nipple measurement is 10 inches. So connect this together with a straight line. Then next is our shoulder to the half length. My half length in front is 16 inches. So initially I'll mark this all through, but we're not going to be using 16 inches at the back. My half length at the back is 15 inches, and that is because of the bust curve in front. You know, we have the bust curve in front, which is not at back. So the half length at the front is usually longer than the half length at the back. That is because of the bust curve. But sometimes in some clients, I have seen some clients who have the same. It's okay, just make sure you work with your own accurate measurements. You can have half inch difference, you can have 1 inch difference, 2 inches difference, 3 inches. Whatever is your measurement, just work with your accurate measurements. And if they are the same, please don't panic, just use it the way it is. Now, the half length at the back is 15 inches. So I'm going to be putting down 15 inches here. Remember to work with your own accurate measurements. I'm going to make it bold so as to differentiate it from this. So let's label this line. This is the shoulder line. Shoulder line. This is the bust line. Like I said, is where our bust measurement is going to be put on. Then this is the bust points. Then this is our half length or front waist length. Let's just call it front waist length. And this is our back waist length. We are going to be putting in our measurements right now. On the shoulder line, you put your shoulder measurement divided by 2. Mine is 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. We are going to put the same measurement on the bust line, which is 7.5. We're going to be doing the same thing at the back. 7.5 on the shoulder line, 7.5 on the bust line. And we are going to be connecting this part together with a straight line. We are going to be putting down our nipple to nipple measurements on the front and back waistline. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2, which is 3.5. Remember to divide it by 2 So I'll put 3.5 inches here. And then I'll put the same measurement on this bust point line. 3.5 inches. And I'll do the same thing at the back. 3.5 inches, the same thing here. However, at the back, I'm going to take this point up to the armhole line. I mean the bust line where I put this armhole measurement. I will put this measurement, same measurements up there. I will explain to you as we go on. So I'm going to be connecting these points in a straight line. Then on this line, this is where our dart is going to be positioned. So depending on your measurements, you can open your dart with 1 inch, 2 inches, 1.5 inches, depending on your measurements. So for me, I'm going to be opening up this dart by 1 inch. You can determine this by the difference between the bust measurement and the waist measurement. If you're having a difference of 10 inches and above, you can use 1.5 inches for your dart opening, 2 inches. For me, the difference between my bust measurement and waist measurement is less than 10. Is less than 10. So here I'll be opening up these darts by 1 inch, which is half an inch on both sides of this line. Half an inch on both sides of the line. You see that? Half an inch on both sides of the line. Whatever you do in the front, you do at the back. Okay, so we are going to be connecting this to this is our bust points. This is our bust point. We are going to be connecting these points in triangle to this bust point. But however, I'm going to stop short of this point by 1 inch. Why? You know, the bust is not just a single point. It's full to give room for the bust fullness. So I'm going to be stopping 1 inch short of this bust point to allow for bust fullness. And then for the back, I said I'm going to be taking it up to the bust line. Look at it. I will not stop at the bust point. I'll take it up to the bust line. And that is to avoid bulging at the back. You know, you see some garments, they will just be, there will be excess fabric bulging out at the back. This is one means by which you can eliminate the back bulge. Another means to eliminate the back bulge is to do a back tightening. And you can use half an inch, you can use 3/4 of an inch, you can use 1 inch for your back tightening. It all depends. But for me, I use 3/4 of an inch for back tightening. Okay, so you take it from the center back. This is the center back. Take that 3/4 inches from the center back and connect it to the top. A long ruler would have been better here, but I don't have one right now. So I'll just make do with what I have. All right, this is good enough. So this becomes our new center back line. For the neckline measurements, for a basic bodice, we use 3 by 3 inches. For the regular size, 3 by 3 inches is okay. And that is the neckline that sits just right at the base of the neck. You know, your t-shirts, that round neck of your t-shirt is 3 by 3. At the back, it is 3 by 1. Or sometimes I do 3 by half because I don't add seam allowance to my neckline. So the best thing to use here is your curved ruler to get, it gives you a perfect curve. See that? And here you can use this. You can also use your hand if you're sure. See the way I place the curve? You should also place yours like that. Try to ensure that it is straight. I'll just complete this with my hand. Alright. So this is 3 by 3 and this is 3 by 1. When you see those necklines that sit just right at the base of the neck, this is the measurement. And then for the shoulder slope, you know, our shoulders are not straight. It has a gentle slope. So for the front, that slope is 1.5 inches. And for the back, 1 inch. And then we'll connect that to the neck here. So in order to draft the ankle, go up by 3 inches from this point, 3 inches from this point, and come in by half an inch at the front. And connect it to the top here. All right. Then at the back, divide whatever you have here by 2. This is 7.5 divided by 2 is 3/4. You can also divide with your tape measure like so. 3/4, and there we have it. You see that is 3/4. Then at the back, you go in by 1/4 inch. We are trying to grasp the armhole, and then you connect it to the top here. So let's begin to input our measurements. My bust measurement is 34, and I said we are going to divide it by 4, which is 8.5. So you put that on the bust line, 8.5. Please follow this tutorial carefully, 8.5. And same thing for the back. Remember to start your measurements from our new center back line, 8.5 inches. And there you have it. Then my waist measurement is 28 inches divided by 4 is 7 inches. So we are going to put our 7 inches on the front waist length, 7 inches. And also remember that we are going to be taking in 1 inch dart. By the time you take in that 1 inch dart, it's going to be removed from the 7 inches. So you need to add it back so that you don't have a shortage. So I'll add 1 inch to this measurement. Instead of 7, it becomes 8. By the time I take in 1 inch dart, my 7 inches remains. Same at the back. And please remember to start your measurement from the new center back line. So 7 inches and 1 inch for my darts. And I'll connect these 2 points together with a straight line. Like so. And like so. We are going to be joining this point to this point with a smooth curve to form our armhole, to complete the armhole. Just find the best curve that you can get on your curved ruler. If you don't have a curved ruler, you can still use your hand. It will work. You can also cross-check this before you cut your fabric. My armhole measurement taken on myself is 16 inches. So I'm just going to cross-check it right now. You can adjust it if it's not complete. So this is 8 inches at the front, and I'm going to be starting from 8 inches at the back. And you see that I have 16 inches. My 16 inches is complete. There will be no need to alter this pattern. Now, one last thing to do before we finish our half scale bodice. This difference between the back waist length and the front waist length needs to be taken up in a bust dart. If you cut it like this, your garment is not going to be equal. The side seam at the front is going to be longer than the side seam at the back. So don't forget to take in your bust dart. And your bust dart is taken from this bust points. For me, I have 1 inch difference. So whatever your difference is what you're going to be taking up in a bust dart here. Alright. So take it from this bust point line downward. 1 inch. 1 inch. And I'm also going to be giving it a breathing space of half an inch. So if your bust is fuller, you can take it backwards by 3/4 inch. But for me, 1 inch is okay. I don't have a very full bust. And this is it. So on this pattern, you're going to be taking in a bust dart and a waist dart. By the time you take up this 1 inch in a dart, it is going to match the side seam at the back. Please don't forget. So we have come to the end of drafting our half scale basic bodice. So these basic bodice, you can attach your flare to it, you can attach gathers to it, you can attach your Caribbean skirts to it, you can attach your high waist trousers to it to form a jumpsuit. You can just play around with the half scale basic bodice with anything. Let your creativity guide you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it useful, kindly like, share, and remember to subscribe. Thank you. I'll see you in my next video.